Good afternoon and welcome to Portsmouth and the University of Portsmouth and Portsmouth Business School. And welcome to Help to Grow Live, coming to you from the Centre for Creative and Immersive Extended Reality, or CCIXR for short. I'm Dan Lodge, I'm the Business Support Programmes Manager here at the University of Portsmouth and Portsmouth Business School. And in this programme this afternoon, we're going to be looking at our Help to Grow management programme and how it can help your business grow. Right now, I'm in the Smart Stage studio here at CCIXR. This facility is funded by £5.2 million worth of investment, including £3.6 million from Solent LEP. CCIXR plans to deliver immersive and creative extended reality facilities which enable, support and grow the significant digital creative industries sector. A key part of the CCIXR facility is this Smart Stage studio, which right now, as you can see, has us looking over Portsmouth. So over here, we've got HMS Warrior, and over there, we have the Portsmouth Spinnaker Tower. But we could be anywhere. We could be on the moon. And there we are, walking on the surface of the moon, just like that. And we can play all sorts of games like this, but we're not going to do that today. We'll do that another day. So let's, if we can, switch back to Portsmouth. There we go. Thank you very much. Portsmouth Business School is one of more than 50 business schools across the UK delivering the Help to Grow management programme. We began delivering our cohorts in June 2021 and we've been doing that ever since, delivering to SMEs across the south, so across Hampshire, Dorset, Sussex, into Kent, Oxfordshire as well, and across to the Isle of Wight. But how did it all begin? Well, in March 2021, the then Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, announced the launch of Help to Grow as part of a £520 million investment from central government to help SMEs build growth, build resilience, and come out of the COVID pandemic and build plans for the future, supporting their growth. The Help to Grow management course curriculum covers a number of subject areas, covering leadership, innovation, digital adoption, employee engagement, marketing and financial management as well. We deliver this via 12 modules. 8 of these are delivered online via webinars over Zoom, and we also do 4 face-to-face case study workshops delivered in person with a group of people all together on the programme. Also, as part of the Help to Grow management course, participants get one-to-one business mentoring, support direct from a bespoke business mentor. This is possibly one of the most important benefits of the programme. These mentors help SMEs develop their own personal growth action plan. And once the programme ends, there is a great alumni programme as well, with events such as this today here at Portsmouth, also business clinics and other networking events. As I say, it launched in June 2021 and was announced by Rishi Sunak himself. So let's go back to March 2021 and the budget and hear what Rishi Sunak had to say then.
Small and medium-sized businesses are the backbone of our economy, creating jobs and prosperity across the United Kingdom. That's why we're introducing Help to Grow, a scheme that will give them the tools they need to innovate, grow, and help drive our recovery from coronavirus. Our Help to Grow management programme will give 30,000 SMEs access to world-class business expertise on everything from financial management to marketing. Dozens of our leading business schools across the country will offer 50 hours of tuition with one-to-one support from a business mentor. In fact, there's evidence to suggest that even small improvements in management practices can lead to 10% increases in productivity. Help to Grow will fuel our plan for jobs and boost productivity in all corners of the UK and turbocharge our economic recovery. Register your interest now at gov.uk/help to grow.
I'm now joined by Rosie Boulding-Barrett from CCAT Services based on the Isle of Wight. Rosie took part in our second cohort on Help to Grow Management in 2021. Rosie, good to see you.
Nice to see you again, Dan.
Thanks for coming in today.
Pleasure.
So take us back to that time in 2021. How did you hear about the Help to Grow Management course and why did you sign up?
Well, bizarrely, I had a call from a government official doing a survey on businesses and how they were coping in the pandemic. And right at the end of all the questions, he happened to mention the Help to Grow course that the government were funding. And my ears pricked up and I thought, well, that sounds interesting. Education for free at the university. So I immediately Googled the course and signed up the next day. And I think I actually started a week later on the course straight off. So yeah, it was a lucky break, really.
And when you began your time on the programme and you started taking part in the sessions, how did you find it? Was it kind of what you expected it to be?
Well, I didn't have any preconceived ideas, just a rough idea of what was going to be taught. So my view of the course has been far superior to anything I thought I was going to get. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. The course content was brilliant. The people delivering it were really, really good, made you feel completely at ease. And I very much enjoyed meeting other business leaders and business owners in the local area with which to connect to, which was, you know, just a very good positive experience.
And across the 12 modules, the 12 sessions, what did you find most useful?
The one I came out of buzzing the most was one delivered by a lady called Katia, which was basically engaging your employee workforce, trusting in your staff. That module really spoke to me, and so did she as a person. So I took a lot from that module and have also used that going forward to trust in your staff, invest in your staff. When they grow personally, then your business grows as well. So that was really good as far as I'm concerned.
And having completed the course, you worked all the way through it, you had the mentoring, you came up with a growth action plan. What has it enabled you to do since?
Well, there's been some personal growth for me. So one of the biggest things was I was at quite a low confidence level before starting the course, was really quite nervous about coming in and meeting other business owners. And within a few weeks of doing the hybrid learning, I was finding my feet again, realising actually that I'm actually a very capable person, and that confidence has helped me build and progress to where I am now, taking on more responsibility and more roles in the workplace, and also having a voice which really feels like I'm able to communicate well enough now with my ideas and not feel pressurised to not speak. So it's been a very empowering personal journey after doing Help to Grow.
And for somebody watching now that's thinking about doing the programme, what would your advice be to them?
I would highly recommend doing it. I think it's good to come out of your workplace, to give yourself the space to meet different people with similar problems. They might be in completely unrelated industries, but you find yourself looking at the same type of complex problems. The learning is delivered by really excellent teachers, which they all want you to succeed and get better at. So I would highly recommend doing the course. And also you've got the course notes, which you can go back to and refer to. So for me, that's something I like to take away and learn in my own time, as well as being in the classroom. So I would really highly recommend any small business owners, if you can get on it, do it.
Brilliant. Great to see you again today. Thanks for coming to see us. And maybe we'll see you again soon.
My pleasure. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Rosie.
Hi, my name's Peter Hooley. I'm the Director of Business Development at the University of Portsmouth Business School, and we're one of the universities in the country running the Help to Grow programme. As a small business charter university, the community of SMEs around us is really important. We run Help to Grow because we want to see that community succeed and we want to see businesses grow in the UK. As a university, it's great to see SMEs go through the course, whether they're learning about their mission, vision, values, innovation, how to do marketing, finance, operations, and just hearing all the individual stories about what businesses face. Culture is a huge thing, looking to be commercial but to be kind, and just generally understanding new concepts and applying them in their business. It's been great to see a cohort of 20 people go through. If you're thinking about doing Help to Grow, then my advice would be jump in 2 feet, dive straight into the problem. You're not going to find anywhere else where quickly you're going to look at your business, get to talk to fellow business people, bounce off of them, get a mentor, be guided through a growth plan and come out the other end with a clear idea of either how to grow or make your business better that you can implement and really take responsibility for. So what would I say to an SME if they wanted to come on this course? Well, why wouldn't you? What else can you do? We know it's terrifying. We know that the business world is a difficult place to operate. We also know that academics can be difficult to access, but this is a really practical course. This is about working with other business people, other practitioners, and finding genuine practical ways to take your business forward and do new things. Be excited about what you do, be passionate about what you do, and really enjoy being an SME owner.
Two of the Help to Grow management course facilitators, Joe Hilder and Becky Lodge, both business owners from Portsmouth, and both have been managing some of the cohorts here at Portsmouth Business School. So welcome along. Thank you for coming to see us today. Joe, first of all, I'll start with you. What do you see as being the benefits of the Help to Grow programme?
I think the benefits were different for the different people on the course, to be honest with you. There was such a diverse array of businesses and people with different experiences that everyone came away with something. Obviously, it covered quite a few different topics, and most people got something from each of those topics that they could implement in their business. But then also the structure of the course with peer group sessions, they proved really popular. Just having time, spending time with other business owners and knowing that they're going through some of the same things that you're going through was a real benefit to a lot of the participants. And then also the mentoring as well, the one-to-one mentoring.
Yeah.
So it was learning new things, getting to think differently about your business, having that sort of networking as well. There was a lot of networking between the participants, and lots of different benefits.
Excellent. Okay, and you both had kind of first-hand experience of running the course. So Becky, how was your experience of running the course, and kind of what did you see?
I think at the very beginning of the programme, we saw people who were actually quite socially nervous. So maybe people weren't as confident as perhaps they will be in their workplace, because it was a bit of a new environment in terms of learning, and also a bunch of new people that they'd also met. So I think their confidence at the beginning was quite low. But as we sort of went through the programme, it was very clear that their confidence was growing. And also we could see that they were growing in terms of themselves, their personalities, and also their work and social confidence at the end of the programme was much higher. So one of the biggest benefits I think that I saw from start to finish was that growth in confidence.
And Joe, you'll have seen people come through the course, through the 12 modules, the various sections, the mentoring, the planning. What do you think, amongst all of that, is the biggest benefit for an SME?
Well, I know that a lot of the people that took part really appreciated the time to kind of step away from their business and work on their business, get new ideas, learn off of their peers, as well as the topics that were presented. And I think just having that time away from the business, not stuck in the weeds doing the business, gave people a chance to really rethink how they do things. We do a lot instinctively, I think, as small business owners, and your business evolves and your processes evolve and your tech evolves. And this gave people a chance to step away and really look objectively at what they were doing and how they were doing it, hearing from obviously the academic content of the course, but also the peers, and then also the one-to-one mentoring. And it gave them a chance to really just sort of review and rethink how they do things, and also create the growth plan. I think coming away from that course with an actual growth plan and clear objectives to work towards was a real bonus for most people.
I think that growth action plan is the key output of the programme, so it's always interesting to hear that is coming through. Finally, Becky, what would you say to anybody perhaps watching this right now thinking about taking part in the programme?
I'd say do it. I think there's something really critical in that if you don't take chances, then you don't grow. And again, this links back to we were talking about the emotional side and the psychological side of running a business is really hard. It's really isolating being on your own. Sometimes you're overthinking everything within your own four walls. So I'd say definitely step outside your comfort zone. It's easy for me to say, but harder to do, I get that. But what I would also say to people is it's much more rewarding. We're lifelong learners. That's what we should be committing to in terms of our own learning experiences as business owners, which I'm sure Joe will agree with.
Absolutely.
But for me, it is absolutely critical to look at your business and be objective. And it's often really hard, back to what you were saying earlier about you're always in the weeds of your business. It's hard to get out because you can't see above the parapet necessarily when you're working in things every day, and I think it gives you that distance. So I would say to anybody, it's definitely worth going for it. We get a lot of really positive feedback from people saying, wow, the transition in that time, in that short amount of time that we've been in this program has been transformational, and we've seen such growth with a lot of the people that we've put through the program and through the cohorts that the course speaks for itself, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still in touch with a few people who are on my cohort, and it's just really changed their mindset, really, and their approach to business in a lot of cases. And I know, the ones I'm still in touch with have really gone on to sort of thrive in the wake of it, and they do credit the Help to Grow programme for that.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you. So Joe and Becky, thank you for coming to see us today.
Thanks for having us.
Help to Grow facilitators. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The main purpose of a mentor is being a sounding board. When you don't know who to turn to, you've got somebody that you can speak to, who can introduce you to their networks, who can give you help and guidance, and who can give you personal support when you most need it. My name's John Baldwin. I'm the head of commercial clients for Santander in the UK.
Emily Canino, and I have a small business called Doodle Moon.
Nathan Lomax, co-founder of Quickfire Digital. When I first started at 17, I was lost. I didn't know where to go. I was at a crossroads. And I met a guy called Neil Adams, and he helped me learn and develop both as a person and as a business owner. And I want to do that for the next generation of leaders coming through.
It's easy for us to share a lot of what we know and accelerate business in their vision.
When you share your knowledge and mentor someone, you can also learn about yourself and about the way that you're doing things, so it can be beneficial for both.
It's very rewarding when you have a connection with a business and you can act as a sounding board and see those ideas maybe fulminate into different strategies that the business might take, and then reflect with the business owner about how you might have helped them and things that have gone well and things perhaps that have not gone so well. So being a mentor, you certainly learn along the way as well.
Seeing someone's journey from how they can evolve and how I can give back with what I've learned, I think is really exciting.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of the UK economy, and that's the most exciting part, arguably, of the business community, is when you see that entrepreneur have a spark of an idea and they want to go for it. They've got that vision, and it's really good to travel with someone on that journey and try and help in a little way.
With the possible recession on the horizon, etc., it's really important we double down on the community and help businesses thrive. It's going to be a really tough 12 to 18 months, and we need to do all we can to help businesses come out shining the other end.
The government's Help to Grow management programme is a 12-week course that provides small and medium businesses with leadership support. Each participant is matched with a mentor to help them work through a growth action plan. Sign up as a voluntary mentor to commit 10 hours to help a small business grow and benefit from free mentoring training from the Association of Business Mentors.
I'm now joined by Aimee Dobson from Brand Conscience in Portsmouth, one of our participants who took part in Help to Grow in 2022. So hello, Aimee.
Hello, Dan.
Thank you for coming along to see us today. So first of all, your part in Help to Grow, how was it for you?
I really, absolutely thoroughly enjoyed the programme. For myself, being new into our small business, found it really, really exciting and surprising, the different aspects of business that I'm not too familiar with. So I found that gave me the real confidence to learn and grow my own baseline knowledge of all aspects of business.
And as part of your place on the programme, we gave you a one-to-one business mentor. How did they actually help you?
I found myself with the mentoring side of the programme was very, very beneficial, as I found it not only helped me consolidate all of the learning as part of the sessions that we had, but also helped grow me as a person, not just a person in business. So I found that I was able to put all the different situations that we were talking about and learning about in the sessions and really narrow it down with my mentor about how it would help me as a person and also within my business.
Okay, good to know. And that mentor would have been working with you kind of throughout those 12 modules. In terms of the growth action plan that you put together, how did the mentor help you with that?
We went through, in every single one of our sessions, we went through sections of the growth action plan. So it was part of our plan of our session about what aspect of the growth action plan we would cover. And just having that personal insight of somebody to work with that was part of the business area that I specialise in within sustainability really helped me sort of focus down on the aspects of the growth action plan with regards to sustainability and that side of our business.
Yeah. And for anybody watching now, or watching today, what would your advice be to them if they were considering taking part in the Help to Grow programme?
Do it, absolutely 100%. Get involved, throw yourself into it. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. Get involved in those conversations, engage with your cohort, engage with the facilitators. It's top class training that you can get be involved with. And it's just every aspect of it I found really invaluable for not only myself as a person within business to grow, but also with my business to grow as well. So definitely 100% get involved.
Fabulous. Okay, Aimee, thank you for coming to see us today.
Thanks so much, Dan.
Great to see you again, and we'll maybe see you again soon.
You will indeed. Thank you very much.
Jeff Wilkinson from Wilkinson Construction Limited in Kent took part in the Help to Grow management course in 2021. Jeff worked through the 12 modules, he had the mentoring, and he developed his own growth action plan. We caught up with Jeff to find out how the Help to Grow management programme has helped him.
So hi, I'm Jeff Wilkinson and I'm Managing Director of Wilkinson Construction Consultants. We're licensed approved inspectors and offer an alternative to the local authority building control system. I think like many small businesses, we'd got to that point where we'd grown and we'd hit a plateau, and that was going to be quite an issue for us as to how we would continue to grow. And the Help to Grow programme has really helped us to identify what our future actually looks like and how we're going to get past those barriers. The Help to Grow programme itself has provided a number of benefits to us. Amongst those are the sheer value for money that we're getting out of it. We're getting world-class training, we're getting mentoring, we're getting support, all of that for a very small financial outlay for us. So as a small business, it's absolutely great value for money for us to be able to take part in the programme itself. In addition to that, not only do we get a toolkit that we can use today in the training, we've got all of those resources for the future as well. We've met some great people on the course. We've had the direct mentoring, which is something that we'd never envisaged that we would be in a position to have. And all of those kind of things as support for us for a small business is an incredible thing to actually have. One of the biggest challenges that you have as a small business is the sense of loneliness, the fact that you've got no one else out there to support you. So to have the mentoring alongside the training course itself and to work alongside our peer group has been a fantastic experience. Just that ability to share and to let off and to understand that there are other people out there that are going through the same things that you're going through. That realisation that you're not the only person that's facing these challenges, and to listen back to some of the suggestions that they've had. I know for a fact that we're going to stay in touch with some of the people that we've met on there over the course of the years to come, and I'm sure there's a lot that we can continue to share as an experience from this day forward. So across all of the modules, and there's an enormous amount of content that's out there, I think the module that we found most useful to us was the marketing one. We identified that there were things that we needed to do to change, to really build on our brand and the awareness out there. And particularly coming from a construction background, everything is very samey out there. So the things that we learned from the course were about how to differentiate our brand and how to really step up and create the proper brand awareness around that and what the value of our brand actually was. And I think that realisation is really going to kick into how we're going to market ourselves over the forthcoming months and years. And I think that in particular is probably going to be the single largest change that we're going to have made as a result of this course. Obviously, we're in the construction sector, and I think one of the things that people forget about the construction sector is that it's made up of the best part of 1 million small businesses. So whilst the major projects, the Shard and things like that, are constructed by a big contractor, in truth they're actually constructed by a whole series of small businesses such as ourselves. And I think that what we really need to do as we start to come back out of COVID and lockdown and start to get this country back up and running again is to ensure that it's those small businesses that we're supporting. So if we can get those to come onto the course, I think that's where we're going to get some real benefit going forward. So if there are any small construction businesses out there that are thinking of coming on the course, I would highly recommend that they take part. The course itself is an immense course. I mean, we've had some really top quality training from the University of Portsmouth, and I think that in itself would have been fantastic value. But on top of that, we've had all of the additional support, etc. in there. What you need to realise is that you do need to make a commitment to this. There are in-person training elements to it. There's the peer groups themselves that you need to be making sure that you attend. But I think the key takeaway for anyone from this is that, like most things in life, the more that you're prepared to put into it, the more that you're going to be able to get out of it. And it's not just what you get out of the course of the 12 modules. On top of that, you've got something you can take away for life. I know for a fact that I'm going to be going back to the things that we've learned on this course over the course of the next year, 2 years, 3 years, and really going back over those to make sure that we're getting the maximum value out of it. So if you put in the effort, you're going to get so much out of it. And if there's any small business that's out there that's contemplating getting onto this course, I'd say get onto it now. You don't get world-class training like this, opportunities every day. Take them while you can.
The Help to Grow management course at the University of Portsmouth continues to run, and if you would like to take part with us at Portsmouth Business School, here's what you need to know. Eligibility: the business itself must be an SME, so based in the UK and from any business sector. The business itself needs to employ between 5 and 249 people, and the participant themselves needs to be some kind of decision maker, like a manager, managing director, chief exec, finance director, anything like that. Basically, they need to have at least one person reporting directly to them. In terms of the courses that we've been running from Portsmouth, they have been quite popular so far. We've got a good bit of positive feedback and coverage in the media. We've got articles in the Times, online and in the paper featuring some of our participants. We have Rosie from one of our early cohorts and Jeff as well. You may even have heard us on the radio and elsewhere in the Times online. We've got Matt that was speaking as Business of the Day on Absolute Radio, and again Becky, one of our course facilitators on Scarther Radio. That about wraps things up from us here at the University of Portsmouth. If you do want to get in touch with us and learn about Help to Grow, if you have any questions, do get in touch. Our email address is here. It is simply helptogrow@port.ac.uk. We are here to help. And we are, as it says on the floor, we are here for you to help to grow. Thank you for watching, whether you're watching us online at home, whether you're in the lecture theatre down the corridor with us today at Portsmouth, whether you're watching us live or perhaps watching us at some other point in time. It's been great to have you with us today, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon.